So, in the earlier lecture, we have already seen that what is a transmission line and its type, what are their various types, and what are the range of frequency where this transmission line is applicable. So, in this next means in this session, we have to understand the modes of propagation. Modes of propagation in which the transmission line works. So first mode is TEM mode. TEM means transverse electromagnetic mode. All these waveguides means first one is the parallel wire type, second is the coaxial cable, third one is straight lines. These all three transmission line uses the TEM mode. So, what is the TEM mode? TEM is transverse electromagnetic wave. So, in this mode, both the electric and magnetic fields are purely transverse to the direction of propagation. Means there is no component in the z direction. According to equation, means here I am writing that Ez is equals to 0 and Az is equals to 0. It means that the electric and magnetic field both are parallel or transverse to the direction of propagation. Next is the TE mode. TE means transverse electric wave. In this mode, the electric field is purely transverse to the direction of propagation and the magnetic field is not in the direction of propagation. Means Ez is equals to 0 and Az does not equal to 0. Means the Ez means the electric field is purely transverse to the direction of propagation and the magnetic field is not. Next is the TM mode means transverse magnetic wave. So in this mode the magnetic field is purely transverse to the direction of propagation and the magnetic field is not. Means Ez sorry I have to correct myself. Means magnetic field is purely transverse to the direction of propagation and the electric field is not. So here by the equation that Ez does not equal to 0 and Az is equals to 0. So Ez does not equals to 0 means electric field is not transverse to the direction of propagation and Az is equal to 0 means magnetic field is transverse to the direction of propagation. Next is the HE mode. H means hybrid wave. Hybrid uh, hybrid wave means in this mode neither the electric field nor the magnetic field is purely transverse to the direction of propagation. Means by the equation Ez does not equals to 0 and Az does not equal to 0. Ez is the electric component and Az is the magnetic component. Both these electric and magnetic field are not transverse to the direction of propagation. The multi-conductor lines normally supports TM mode of propagation. Multi-conductor lines means when any transmission line having more than one conducting surface, more than one conductor, it supports the TM mode. for propagation of the energy. Here in the next slide, the type of transmission mode is represented very well. So first one is the coaxial line. In this coaxial line, the inner and outer layer is the conducting material, and the inner conductor having 2a diameter and the outer conductor having 2b diameter. And second is the two wire line. The two wire line having the two conductor here, and the conducting wire having the d diameter, and between these two conductor having the d distance. It is filled with the air or any dielectric material. Next is the parallel wire plate. The parallel wire plate having the two conductor, at first one is the upper side and second is the lower side. Inside it there is a dielectric spacing having height of h. Third is the strips line. The strips line we have already discussed in the first lecture that strips line having the two conductor. First one is the outer and second is the inner conductor, which is made up of metal. Next is the microstrips line. This is the cross-sectional view of the microstrips line. It already consists of the two metallic ground plane, metal ground plane at the bottom, and at the top there is a metal strip conductor having W width, and between these two conductors there is a dielectric substrate or dielectric spacing having height of h. And the coplanar waveguide also consists of these two metals, at the first one at the ground plane and second at the top level. But the difference is that the top level having metallic strips. Between these metallic strips there is some dielectric spacing. Next, the higher order transmission line includes the rectangular waveguide. Outer layer of this rectangular waveguide consists of the metal surface, and inside there is a dielectric material. So the examples of TEM mode, here we can discuss that the coaxial lines, coaxial cables are represented here. At the input end, the generator and the internal resistance is connected in series. So the inner conductor is connected at the positive terminal and the negative terminal is connected to the outer conductor. So there is a potential, so that it can generate the potential difference. So that's why the the electrical signal can travel across the coaxial line. And at the other end, means at the terminating end, the internal the resistance here represented by RL is connected to both of its conductor, inner conductor and the outer conductor plates. Here the cross-sectional view of the coaxial line is represented, that it supports the TEM mode, means transverse electromagnetic mode. Here the dashed green line represent the magnetic field lines, and the red one is represent the electric field lines. So these are all we have discussed about the brief introduction of the transmission line and their types. So what are the main parameters of a transmission line and how it works? So transmission line parameters include the resistance, inductance, capacitance and conductance. These all parameters are uh, plays a significant role in the transmission line. So the resistance and inductance are together called as transmission line impedances, and the capacitance and conductance together are called as the admittance. So what is a resistance? We have already uh, seen the resistance in the laboratory also. So if we are going to define it, that the resistance offered by the material out of which the transmission line are made will be of considerable amount, especially for shorter lines. Means resistance uh, resistance which offered in a transmission line, which is basically based on the material, means what kind of material used in the resistance, and it is represented by R is equals to rho L by A. R is the resistance, rho is the resistivity of the material, L is the length of the transmission line, and A is the cross-sectional area of that uh, particular transmission line. Next is the inductance. So what is the inductance offered in a transmission line? So let us discuss about the inductance of the transmission line. As we can already see that here I am making a diagram which represent the magnetic field by the gray line, and the electric field by the white one. So these are the sinusoidal waves, sinusoidal electric field and sinusoidal magnetic field, which is used in the AC transmission line. So when the current flows in the AC transmission line, this current induces a magnetic field which is perpendicular to the electric field, and these are varies in the sinusoidally manner. So here in this diagram I am representing the magnetic field and electric field in the by the sinusoidal wave. So this varying magnetic field induces some EMF into the conductor, and this induced voltage or EMF flows in the opposite direction of the current flowing in the transmission line. So this EMF flowing in the opposite direction is equivalent uh, to a parameter which is called as inductance, and this inductance is denoted by L, and the unit of inductance is Henry. Next is the conductance of a line. So what is the conductance of a line? So conductance is a leakage current between the transmission line and the ground, and also between the phase conductors. This small amount of leakage current generally flows through the surface of the insulator, and inverse of this leakage current is termed as conductance. This is denoted by G. Next is the capacitance. The voltage difference between the phase conductor gives rise to an electric field between the conductors. The two conductors are just like parallel plates, and the air in between them becomes dielectric material. This pattern gives rise to the capacitance effect between the conductors. So, in this diagram, uh, this is represented the model of the transmission line. So, what the transmission line can be represented by the two conductor. First one here it is writing that parallel wire represented, means all of this transmission line means first one is the parallel wire type transmission line, second is the coaxial cable microstrips line. So all these type of transmission there are always two conducting plates or two conducting materials. So transmission line model by the two conducting lines. So between these two conducting plates there is a capacitance and the conductance which is in the parallel form. This is called as leakage current and capacitance. Next is the in the series there is an R and L connected, means if we going to cut this transmission line at the very smaller section, so the smaller section of this transmission line can be represented by this. So transmission line, as going to the previous PPTs, that resistance and inductance together are called as transmission line impedance, and capacitance and conductance together are called as admittance. So here resistance and inductance are the impedance of the transmission line, because impedance is denoted by Z and is equal to the Z is equals to R plus J omega L. So in this series R plus J omega L means R and L is the series impedances, and at the parallel end G plus J omega C, this is the shunting admittance. So here R is the combined resistance of both conductors per unit length in ohm per meter, and L is the combined inductance of both conductor per unit length in Henry per meter, and G is the conductance of the insulating medium between the two conductor per unit length in Siemens per meter. Here is the unit of conductance is the Siemens per meter, and C is the capacitance of the two conductor per unit length in farad per meter. Next we are going to discuss the effect of the transmission line, because transmission line is very long, up to consider that 5 meters or up to 5 kilometer or beyond this limit. So what are the effects of transmission line having very long in the length? Here transmission line is a two-port network. At the input port the source voltage is connected, and at the terminating end here the load is connected. So I am writing this at the input terminal, means at the at A dash terminal the voltage is equals to V naught cos omega t, and at the terminating impedance, the voltage is VBB dash T is equals to input voltage, and there is some delay by L by C because the transmission line is too long, so there is a delay in the signal. So at T is equals to 0 and the frequency of F is equals to 1 kilohertz, if first case is that if L is equals to 5 centimeter, by this we get the voltage at the output terminal of V naught cos 2 pi f L by C, which comes out to be 0.99 V naught. And the second is the we are taking second case that the length of the transmission line is 20 kilometer. So by solving this equation we can get VBB dash is equals to 0.91 V naught. Means by taking the length too much long, the voltage is decaying because there are attenuation in the voltage. Means attenuation means decreasing the uh, decreasing the energy while traveling from source to the load. So by going to the RF designing of the transmission line, we have to we need that transmission line and the connectors for the energy transportation. And as we are going for very far distance, the resistance of the wire offered resistance is very high, so it can become the lossy cables, and the radiation of the energy radiated out of the wire is acting as the antenna. Means if we are going for the transmission of the signals, we have to go through the two medium. First one is wireless and second is the wired medium. In the wired medium we have seen that the transmission lines are these types, and in the wireless medium we have to go through the antenna. Means in this case our electromagnetic waves are radiated outside the antenna. So this is the transmission effects and transmission line model we have seen. Next is the symmetrical network in the network analysis. In this case we have to understand the properties of symmetrical network. First property of symmetrical network is the characteristic impedance. Next is the propagation constant. So let's start this topic.